This week on Outdoor Bound TV, we join my good friend and former in-fisherman professional walleye tour pro, Dale Stroschein of Sturgeon Bay, Wisconsin. Now Dale and I are heading onto the ice in search of those monster Green Bay walleyes. And later, Dale introduces us to Green Bay whitefishing as he shares some of his tips for how to catch this species new to the Door County area. There's a fish.
We got him. Look at that. Nice buck. Did you get that one?
Outdoor Bound TV is brought to you by Colby Chrysler Center. Welcome home to Colby Chrysler. Pro Designs, Sign and Printing Solutions. Canada Outdoor Adventures, professionally outfitted hunting trips from Canada, New Zealand, and beyond.
Stick with us for Outdoor Bound TV. We'll be right back from the Bay of Green Bay.
Offering professionally guided, all-inclusive packages, Canada Outdoor Adventures is a U.S.-based company specializing in great hunting adventures in Alberta, British Columbia, New Zealand, and beyond. Whether you're seeking that trophy of a lifetime, planning a hunt for you or your group, or taking your son or daughter on their first adventure, let Canada Outdoor Adventures handle all the details for you. To contact a pro staff member near you, visit our website, Canada Outdoor Adventures, the adventure of a lifetime.
At Colby Chrysler Center, we know that buying a new car is a big deal, so we do our best to make you feel right at home.
We know your time is important, so you won't find any gimmicks or hassles here. Just a great selection and unbeatable prices.
Good looks, a comfortable ride, a Hemi engine, safety, and the ability to haul just about anything. What more could you ask for in a new truck?
Our commitment to you doesn't end with the sale. We are here for you anytime you need us.
At Colby Chrysler, it's all about making you feel at home and ready to hit the road.
Welcome home to Colby Chrysler.
Conceptual design, quality printing, and custom applications. Pro Designs Sign and Printing Solutions. Over 20 years of professional service and experience. Pro Designs in Medford, from original concept to finished product. Get the recognition your business deserves. Pro Designs Sign and Printing Solutions.
Hi everyone, welcome to Outdoor Bound TV. I'm your host, Kurt Walbeck. On this week's show, we head east to Door County, where we're going to meet up with former professional angler and guide, Dale Stroschein of Sturgeon Bay. Now, Dale and I are headed out on the Green Bay after some of those famous monster Green Bay walleyes. And then later, Dale introduces us to whitefish. Now, whitefish is a relatively new species to fish for on the Bay of Green Bay. Let's meet up with Dale at his resort right now.
Hi, I'm Dale Stroschein. One thing about growing up in Door County that brought me probably to where I am today is that I grew up in the country, racing motocross bikes, four-wheelers, hunting, fishing. I've been blessed to be in an area that has just some phenomenal fishing. And from smallmouth to walleyes to the fish on Lake Michigan, whether it's trout and salmon, and now the introduction of whitefish on the Bay of Green Bay, northerns, muskies. Not only do we have a diversified fishery with all the different species, but the really unique thing that I think that has separated maybe my childhood from maybe some other kids' childhoods is that not only do we have all these species, but we've got trophy categories in all of these. And that's really where my heart's been all my life, is just going out, chasing a dream, first of all, in the competitive fishing world and as a fishing guide, but then as well as putting trophy fish on not only my wall, but all the other customers that I've dealt with throughout the years. You know, my parents made a decision back in 1962 to purchase a resort. Being a resort owner's child, you would think would be a lot of fun. You know, you get a lot of great things to do and all this, you know, fun time and meeting all these new people. But one thing I will say is I really found a passion in fishing, and fishing was something that I've always done. I just found it entertaining. I found it challenging. And then getting into the fishing competitive world, and something that I really love to do, and then adding this whole thing of racing from spot to spot to spot and watching your clock all day and time's ticking and having all that pressure, you know, of putting fish in the boat, just that type of adrenaline just drove me crazy, and I pursued that very heavily for 14 years. I loved what I was doing, and I stepped out of it in 1999. I had 14 years as a competitive angler, and boy, it was just a lot of fun, and I wouldn't trade it for anything. I'm sitting out on a reservoir. I'd spent all night tying crawler harnesses. I'm out pre-fishing, and I'm in a stump-filled basin, and you're constantly losing gear. It's hot. I'm not getting any younger. And next thing I know, I launch a rod into the lake. So I sit down in the boat, and I said to myself, I go, what part of this am I enjoying? Things were changing in the competitive fishing world, and I don't know, maybe if my dad read into maybe some of my demeanor and things that I was doing, but all of a sudden my dad came up to me one day and he says, hey, he says, you're going to have to make some decisions. And I said, well, what are you talking about? I said, you know, everything's going great. Well, your mom and I want to retire. I said, well, you know, so you guys retire. Go ahead. I get it. You know, you've paid your dues. And he says, well, you know, I have to explain something to you. Ever since you were born, my whole goal was for you to take over the resort. I think it was perfect timing, because I knew from a tournament standpoint, I was kind of getting to the end. And it was perfect timing, I think. And I think my dad, he knew me. So I ended up taking over the resort in June of '98, and I had a lot of decisions to make. And so I ended up tearing the whole resort down and building a brand new place that we're currently sitting in today. I've got guests that have stayed here with us almost 50 years. You know, with my parents first and now with us today. What a beautiful place. All indoor, everything's under one roof. Hot tubs, big king-size beds, beautiful indoor pool, and we've got the biggest sand beach on the Bay of Green Bay in Door County. It was a perfect fit, and I thank my parents for that. In order to make everything work, I'm now going to have to go above and beyond the customer base that my parents built. And so what do? So we started up the guide service. When you join up with the Wacky Walleye Guide Service and you come out on a trip, I'm going to supply you with the rods, transportation. Guess what? We're going in a Polaris Ranger with a heated cab, full doors, and I'll tell you what, these things are like mini Humvees. They're awesome. We're going to have some fun. We supply all the bait when we go out on the trips, rods, reels, transportation, shacks, whether they're heated or whether they're portables that are supplied to me by Frable. Remember, if you're ever going to chase walleyes, and like I told you guys before, when you come out with me, I try to give you a little something to take back with you, so next time you're out on your own, you guys can be a little bit more successful. Now this will work. This is applicable whether you're going to be ice fishing or whether you're going to be open water fishing. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to take the minnow, we're going to run it in through the mouth, bring it out through the side of the gill plate, and then you're just going to slide it up and just pierce a little bit of the side of the skin, like so. All right, good luck. How's it feel?
Good, good.
All right, very nice.
Fish is cranky too.
Haven't seen him yet, haven't seen him. Did he whack it hard?
Yeah, he pounded it up right on the bottom.
That's a good sign. That's a real good sign. You gotta be getting close. You get close. There he is. I see him. I see him. Nice fish. Nice fish. Oh, here he comes. Here he comes. Oh, yeah, Brian. Wow, now that is a beautiful Door County walleye. Wow. Congratulations,
Thanks a
Brian.
lot.
Let's get this baby unhooked here. I'll let you take a look at that trophy fish. This guy's a fish a lifetime for one like that. Here you go. Wow, congratulations.
Real nice looking fish. Nice job, man. Thank you.
All right. You're on the rope?
Yep.
All right, Brian.
Back in water. See you another day.
There you go.
High five.
Woo!
Nice job.
There's really two types of baits that you can use when you're out chasing walleyes. One is going to be a more traditional style of jig. The other ones are going to be, which would I consider like a regular lead head type of jig, or the other one's going to be your search baits, which are going to be like your Rapala jigging wraps, your darters, your like chubby darters and different things like that are going to be more search baits. And what I mean by search bait is when you bring them up and you drop them, they're going to cover some water. They're going to move around, and some days those types of jigs can also have an advantage over your traditional style lead head, which I'm currently using today. Woo! I'll tell you what, let me tell you something. You come out here, wind blowing in your face, snow blowing in your face, freezing, cold hands day after day, hoping for a bite. And let me tell you, when it happens, it doesn't get any better. Take a look at that beauty right there. That is an absolutely, there's people that fish a lifetime waiting for one of these big pig walleyes like this, these big bay walleyes to come and just absolutely, check this out, absolutely just crush that jig. I mean, that bite is so intense. When you get one of these, the euphoria of this and the experience, you will never forget it. It's absolutely outstanding, and that's what I live for right here. It doesn't get any better. We're going to be going out in the morning. We're going to be getting out there right away. We're going to be up at 4:30. Oh, I know, I get it. 4:30? Are you kidding? No, I'm not kidding. Trust me on this one. We got to be leaving. You got to be up by 4:30. We're rolling by 5. Walleyes are low light feeding fish. They're not, you know, I don't want to say they're nocturnal, they're low light feeding fish. So we've got a small opportunity in the morning, very small window.
Hey everyone, we're out here on the Bay of Green Bay with Walleye Pro Dale Stroschein. Now it's about 5:30 in the morning. We're getting set up for the walleye bite right before daylight. And as you can see, the sun is starting to come up in the east. So we're going to go ahead and get some holes drilled and get some rods down, and let's see if we can put some of these big walleyes on the ice here in Green Bay.
I tell you what, this thing absolutely crushed it. It's a nice fish. I can just tell by the weight of the rod pulling here. Come on, buddy. Come on. Stay with me, stay with me. Ooh. Let's get some of this out. Let's see what's going on here. Oh, here he comes, here he comes. Oh, it's a nice one, it's a nice one. Come on. Oh, come on. Oh, there it is. Oh, come on. Oh. Woo! I'll tell you what. It doesn't get any better. What a beautiful walleye. Check out the intense color of this thing. It's just vivid. That is one of the benefits of spending a lot of time on big water. Yeah, you don't get as many as you like to catch, but when it happens, they're big, just like where they live. I'm a trophy hunter, so I get the fact that in order to get a 10 or 11 or 12 or 14 pounder, you gotta let some of these go. So we're gonna let her go to see another day. With Wacky Walleye, we're chasing big walleyes. We're not going after little ones. If I'm going to give you 110%, I'm going to expect at least 80 or 90% back, because remember one thing about life, what you put into it is what you're going to get out of it. Having a boat as your office, I got to chuckle here a little bit because it doesn't get any better. People always kind of kid around that the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. Well, at the end of the day, when you start to get in your mid-40s and your 50s and maybe half of your life has gone by now at this point, you really reflect back and you go, oh my God, I'm just like my dad. It's a good thing. I'm proud to be like my father. And, you know, he did a lot of the things outdoors and fishing. I lost my dad January 14th of this year. You know, we go through life and these things happen and we all have to cross that bridge. But once he's gone, boy, it's tough. I was really proud of my father. And I know he was as equally as proud of me. I'm just happy that I had the time that I had to spend with him. And I try to pass a lot of what he taught me on to people, on to my customers. I just try to carry that on into what I do because I saw where that got him, and he was very successful.
Outdoor Bound TV is brought to you by Colby Chrysler Center. Welcome home to Colby Chrysler. Pro Designs, sign and printing solutions. Canada Outdoor Adventures, professionally outfitted hunting trips from Canada, New Zealand, and beyond.
At Colby Chrysler Center, we know that buying a new car is a big deal, so we do our best to make it feel right at home.
We know your time is important, so you won't find any gimmicks or hassles here. Just a great selection and unbeatable prices.
Good looks, a comfortable ride, a Hemi engine, safety, and the ability to haul just about anything. What more could you ask for in a new truck?
Our commitment to you doesn't end with the sale. We are here for you anytime you need us.
At Colby Chrysler, it's all about making you feel at home and ready to hit the road.
Welcome home to Colby Chrysler.
Conceptual design, quality printing, and custom applications. Pro Designs sign and printing solutions. Over 20 years of professional service and experience. Pro Designs in Medford, from original concept to finished product. Get the recognition your business deserves. Pro Designs sign and printing solutions. Offering professionally guided, all-inclusive packages, Canada Outdoor Adventures is a U.S.-based company specializing in great hunting adventures in Alberta, British Columbia, New Zealand, and beyond. Whether you're seeking that trophy of a lifetime, planning a hunt for you or your group, or taking your son or daughter on their first adventure, let Canada Outdoor Adventures handle all the details for you. To contact a pro staff member near you, visit our website, Canada Outdoor Adventures, the adventure of a lifetime.
Well, give me an intro. I've never fished whitefish before, so this is new for me and I'm really looking forward to it. We've got a beautiful day out here on Green Bay, so I can't wait to get in the water, but maybe give me a quick tutorial what I need to be doing.
There's a few real key bullet points. One thing about these whitefish is, even though they don't get too big, I mean, you'll see 4 or 5 pound fish, but most of them are gonna be in that 15 to 18 inch range, with a good one kind of being around 20, and then you're going to get your just unusual fish, if you will, that's going to be that 3 to 5 pounder. So you're going to be wanting to make constant contact with the bottom. By pounding the bottom, Kurt, what that does is it's going to bring the fish in and you're going to get a captive audience.
Okay.
After you get them in, then it's up to you to catch the fish. But the more that you move your jig, the better you're going to do as well. If you look how soft this tip is, that's another key part of catching whitefish. Where guys really falter, too heavy a line, too stiff a rods, and just not doing the proper technique above and beyond having the wrong equipment. When you watch your paws, all you're going to get is maybe a 1/16 of an inch at best. That's going to be your bite. That's when you got to set the hook. That's why a lot of it's visual.
Now, how deep in the water are we going to be fishing this whitefish in?
One thing about the whitefish is they will be just about anywhere.
Really?
The one thing that I can tell you right now, just from the little bit that I know, it's a relatively new fish for all of us up here on the Bay of Green Bay within the last 4 years, if you will. But the one thing that I've noticed is they don't like going back into a bay. Try to cover multiple water columns. I will say this, something that's going to be beneficial is if you can find break lines. If you can find some type of an edge, these are going to be things that are going to be beneficial for you to help you find some of these fish.
Okay. Now, for somebody like me that's never fished whitefish before, and I'm anxious to try this, you've been talking about for a couple years with me, and I can't wait to give it a try. If somebody's coming out for the first time to fish for whitefish, where do they start with bait? We've got live bait, we've got all kinds of plastics. What would you recommend for a new angler coming out and trying it for the first time?
You know, and you bring up a great point there, because again, that's another real key part of this. You know, and in fishing, you know as well as I do, it doesn't matter what you do, Kurt, whether you're racing cars like you did for many of years, or you're a hunter. It's all about paying attention to those small details at the end that makes you either win races or at the end makes you put more fish on the ice. Remember, whitefish are part of the trout family, and they're a bug and larva eater, but understand that they've come over to the bay now in the last few years. Their preferred diet is going to be some type of a bug or some type of larva. So if you can get them with these little gulps, this is the way to go.
So you want a low profile in the water?
Smaller, better, condensed. The scent that comes out of here for the size of it, it's tremendous, and it lasts forever. And I just find that at the end of the day, you can stay more vertical, because we're going to see current today. It comes and goes, and sometimes it's just like the weather of Wisconsin. You just never know what the next minute's going to bring, right?
That's right. Well, thanks for the tips, Dale. Folks, we're going to drill some holes, and we're going to get down in the water with our Frable poles and see if we can put some of these whitefish on the ice. Stay with us.
Out of the hole. What we've done right now is I've put 2 gulp on the bottom on this Castmaster, like this, and there's no fanciness to this, just pierce them whichever way you want. And then what we're going to do is we're going to put one on the top, and what I've got set up here now is I've got a little barrel set up right here with about a 12-inch leader, and then what I've got above here is a little treble hook that slides up and down. Remember that when you go to pull the fish out, you have your jig or whatever type of presentation that you're using on the bottom there as well. So when you go to throw the fish out on the ice, you don't bury it in your hand or in your garment.
Pull one. I tell you what, folks, whitefish on the Bay of Green Bay. It's the month of March, the weather's beautiful, and the fishing action, well, it's great. Stick with it.
And this is a question commonly asked. How do I know if I'm on the bottom? Well, really, you just keep feeding the line out like this, and then all of a sudden when you hit bottom, you're going to see either the line go limp between the guides, or you're just going to see your line go limp as you hit the bottom. So you want to watch. As soon as that line goes limp, now you know you're on bottom. What you're going to want to do then at this point, now that I've made my contact, I know where bottom is. Now, as I said earlier, constant movement. You can put little hops in here like this, or I can come up a little bit. When I come up here, this is trying to get their attention. I'm about 2 feet up off the bottom. Now I'm going to bring it down harder, and I'm constantly making that contact with the bottom. Very, very important. The one thing you're going to want to do when you're catching these whitefish, when you get them into the hole, make sure that you grab them mid-body. It's an absolute must. If you try to grab these things by the head or anywhere by the tail, when they come into the hole, you have to grab them right here mid-body, or you're going to lose every one. Yeah, there you go.
Now he was on the top hook.
Yeah. Oh, come on, come on, come on. You jump backwards, you got him in the hole backwards.
I don't want to go back down.
Get in your mid-body. Ooh. Oh, yeah. Now that's a Door County whitefish right there.
Look at that thing.
Nice. There you go. Oh, that's nice.
I tell you what, folks, whitefish, great fishing action here on Green Bay. New to us and actually new to the area. They've only been fishing whitefish here in the bay for the last few years, but a ton of fun. You've got to come and give it a try. So if you're interested in going out for some great walleye action in the morning and fishing some of these whitefish during the day, give Dale a call at Wacky Walleye Guide Service and he'll put you on some of these fish. Great time.
Hi, I'm Dale Stroschein from Sturgeon Bay, Wisconsin, and
Oh, look at that.
now that is a Door County walleye.
You bet.
Well, I got my blood going. I'm a little warm now.
Choose your weapon wisely.
Generally we're outdoor bound with TV. Okay, we'll be right back with more outboard bound TV from the Bay of Green Bay.
We're out of here.